Racing to the 2020 Breeders' Cup, and this time we go to the great race place, Santa Anita, taking a look at the Grade 1 Juvenile, the American Pharoah Stakes. 8 horses have entered, but the horse that did not enter was the Del Mar Futurity winner, Dr. Shivel. After back-to-back stake wins, he is going to rest up for a 3-year-old campaign. Let's start at the rail with Touchdown Brown, a 91 Brisnet speed figure. He draws the rail inside here, and that 91 speed figure puts him right in the hunt with a couple of other horses. I think he's capable of topping that out and working out a good trip from that rail for the son of Cairo Prince. Rombauer is going to be trying to do it out of the 2-hole. Of course, he got a 76. He picked up a win on the turf for his victory, and he enters this race in good form. A lot of those twirling candies can run on both surfaces well. I think Rombauer is a type of horse that may appreciate the turf to dirt switch and should run better on the stretch out. Lots to like about Rombauer, especially his long-term potential. Meanwhile, we've got Dynamite, nicely named son for those Good Times fans, and Dynamite, more of a miler pedigree, a win early pedigree, going to try to stretch out that speed here going a route of ground. He does face better horses, not quite sure he's a Grade 1 horse, but Dynamite has a win early type pedigree if he is going to win a Grade 1 race. The shipper from the Windy City, Notable Exception, comes in for Calumet Farm and Jack Sisterton. Of course, Jack Sisterton won a Grade 1 earlier this year at Saratoga. Also almost picked up one at Old Del Mar on the same day. This guy, first time out, the son of Street Sense, picked up a nice victory at the key 7 furlong distance. I like those 7 furlong wins because it usually correlates to stronger races at a mile and a 16th and especially a mile and an 1/8 when they're older at 3 years old. Came from off the pace, Street Sense out of an AP Indy mare, and for one of the first times, Calumet Farm, they've got lots of horses. They enter a nice juvenile prospect here that doesn't have a lot of races and already some losses on his pedigree. Notable Exception, definitely one of the top contenders. Calumet Farm sends out that one. Spielberg going to be one of the top 2 favorites, 0 for 2, but he's trained by Bob Baffert. He lost in that Del Mar Futurity to Dr. Shivel. Still a maiden after 2 starts, but on the stretch out, the high-priced maiden and Bob Baffert connections, he is probably going to take a lot of money in this spot. He is either going to be the favorite or the co-favorite on the stretch out and outside of some of the other speed. It'll be interesting to see if Spielberg goes to the lead. That's where Bob Baffert does a lot of his winning, especially in these Grade 1 stakes races out west. Getter Number is a son of Dialed In, and that's a cleverly named son of Dialed In. Peter Miller trains this one, turf to dirt. I like the pedigree and could be interesting on that turf to dirt switch. Definitely about an 8-to-1 shot on my morning line. Meanwhile, Weston, improving son. I think he's got that 81 Brisnet. Now, the key thing with Weston here is I kind of think he is what he is. I'm not sure there's a lot of upside like you've got like in Notable Exception or maybe in Touchdown Brown or Waspirant, but I do think he fits if some of these other horses don't improve into those lower 90 speed figures. And on the outside, a horse that we profiled earlier this week on Juveniles to Watch, it's Waspirant, a big victory last time out at Old Del Mar. The speed figure came back a little bit on the low side, but I think the pedigree out of a Grade 1 winning mare and a patient trainer, definitely was not asked all out in that victory the last time out. Came from off the pace in some slow fractions, so running wide that day did not hurt, and I like the way he really switched leads down the lane for Waspirant. John Sheriff's trains, and a nice work the other day. Really well-built, compact son here. He carries a lot of weight for a 2-year-old, so he's definitely one to be in the mix here in this spot. I think Spielberg's going to be the favorite. Waspirant's going to be also getting some betting. My choice is going to be the shipper from Chicago, Notable Exception, the son of Street Sense for Jack Sisterton. Should be an interesting rendition of the Grade 1 American Pharoah Stakes. Dr. Shivel not in it as he's resting up for a 3-year-old campaign. Who do you like in the American Pharoah? Leave a comment below, hit subscribe, share this video with all your horse racing friends. Don't forget, we've also got race videos up of the Vosburg and the Awesome Again Stakes, leading you up to the 2020 Breeders' Cup.